Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the Starline by a working actor you've seen on stage and screen in Veronica Mars, 24 and for 6 seasons, as Howard Hamlin in Better Call Saul and many other works. His latest is the film The Way We Speak. We welcome Patrick Fabian.
Hey, Sean. How you doing, man?
Absolutely great, Patrick. Let's go beyond the mic. Quote, "Of course it is. Everything in life is a competition," unquote. How did working on The Way We Speak with Ian Ebright challenge you mentally and emotionally?
Well, Ian Ebright, it's his first feature, and what I liked about it was his script. I've read a lot of scripts in 30 years of being passed around town, as they say, and what struck me was that he was trying to say something. And I actually called him up and said, "I don't know what it is you're trying to say, man, but I want to be a part of trying to unlock it." So working on an independent film, you get a real sense of collaboration, which is one of the reasons I got into the business in the first place. So what I think we've come up with is a real gem of a film, and I hope everybody goes and sees it.
How did the dichotomy between the two positions you and Kailey Rhodes portray in this film change the way you experience grief?
Well, I have to say, Kailey Rhodes, it's her first feature as well. She's a stage-trained actress, and she is phenomenal. She's luminescent. She's also about half my age and twice as prettier, which feeds in perfect to my character, who resents both of those things, I think. She takes a position on stage about religion and God and love that Simon, my character, is no longer able to see or unwilling to see. It's about, the film can be about like who you think you are and who you think you want to be and what you're willing to do to get the things you think you want.
Your character says in the trailer, quote, "I wanted you to see me succeed," unquote. So, Patrick, what's success to you now?
Oh, man, I've already exceeded what maybe I thought I should be deserving of. I've had a really interesting, fun career. I've had a couple of things that people have really liked. I've done a ton of stuff that isn't great, but it was still fun to do. And I got a great life, wife, 2 kids, and a Toyota Highlander in the driveway. I feel like I'm living the American dream. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that. The Way We Speak is the film, and Patrick Fabian joined us beyond like for the Rockin 8. Patrick, all this is 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There's no pressure.
Great.
You say you're a hiker, swimmer, and concert goer, so the next 3 should be easy for you. Tallest peak you've climbed?
Ooh, La Luz. In New Mexico.
What's your best time in a triathlon?
Oh my God. The first time, because I had no idea that the waves weren't supposed to be 3 feet tall when you swam.
As you are an owner of a pair of Neil Peart's drumsticks, what's your favorite Rush deep cut?
Oh, Losing It from Signals, which is the first album I got back in '83.
Good choice. First and last record you've bought for yourself?
Ooh, are we talking downloads? We're talking albums, physical albums.
I'm talking vinyl.
Oh, I'm an old man. Good Lord. Oh, no, that's not true. I rebought Abbey Road with all of the stuff that came out in the deluxe packaging. So now I've given the Beatles about $1,000 on just Abbey Road alone over my lifetime.
Best round of golf was what and where?
I want to lie and say I broke 90, but here's the truth. I've never broke 90, but I did get 91 once about 15 years ago here in Los Angeles. I was Wilson Harding over in Griffith Park.
My friend and actor Christopher Gabriel wants to know, you've done Shakespeare, you've done contemporary. Given the choice of playing Richard III at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival or Stanley in Streetcar on Broadway, forget about type and age for a moment. Which role are you taking and why?
Oh, I'm doing the Shakespeare without a doubt. Oregon Shakes is a bucket list, and you know what? I know who I am. I just don't see myself as Stanley as much as I wish I could be.
You have 2 kids, so what's your favorite ride at Disneyland?
Oh, the most fun, what I almost always close to throwing up, is those stupid teacups, right? So simple, just spin around and make yourself sick, but my kids love it.
Looking back, which was worse? The V-neck you wore in Star Trek Voyager as Tamon, or the outfit you wore as Ted Murdy in General Hospital?
Yeah, I can still feel the itchiness of the sweater with Ted. There's no doubt about it. Plus, hey, let's not bag on Tamon's V-neck. He got him 3 wives. You know what I'm saying?
That V-neck was low.
Woo, baby.
Patrick Fabian joins us beyond the mic for the back half. The Way We Speak is his latest film. Patrick, when you met your wife, Mandy, what was the first thing she said to you that spoke directly to your heart and said, I gotta have her forever?
Wow. We had the same agent when it came to voiceover, and we met each other in the hallway. And I asked her how she was doing. And she goes, "Oh, I just broke up with someone." And I said, "Me too. Can I have your number?" And she said, "All right, just give it a minute." So I gave it about literally 2 minutes before I texted her as she walked out the door.
Why has acting filled your soul with joy?
Well, because I'm emotionally broken and I need the entire world to like me in order to feel good about myself. Actually, acting is great because I love telling stories. Stories is what filled me with stuff, and it made me spur my imagination. It gave me a sense of place in the world. And if I can be a part of any story that helps give somebody else a place of their sense in the world, then I've done my job.
What's the best story of your life that only family knows of your life?
Oh, boy. I was a waiter in New York City in 1986, just bussing around, doing that whole thing. And I found myself on the Lloyd's of London insurance boat when they were celebrating the Statue of Liberty's 100th birthday. And I found myself out there waitering on a little boat. And we're in the harbor. And all of a sudden, the people who are running the boat say, "Why don't you stop and look at the fireworks? It's your statue after all." And I laid back with my tie undone and I watched the fireworks over the Statue of Liberty drip right down into my face. And I thought, what an amazing, amazing life it can be.
You said, quote, "Rescue an animal and you'll never regret it," woof, unquote. What's the best treat you've given Lucky and Star?
Well, does give include walking away to go to the bathroom and coming back and finding your steak gone from your plate? Because if that's the case, then a T-bone for Lucky and Star is the best treat I've given them.
Did they share it equally?
That's when you want that camera. You want the spy cam to know, right? It's like when you come home and the toothpaste is destroyed and there's floss everywhere on their dog bed and they're just sitting there wagging their tails. I want the before camera. I want the scene of the crime.
Why does their love fill your heart with happiness?
It's unconditional. It's they don't care if I got the job. They think every audition I do is really good. They also see me talk to myself so much. They must take sympathy and pity on me.
Your Instagram has photos of art, sculptures, and paintings. Why do you enjoy art?
It fills me up. The world writ large in terms of politics and work and such, I think has been a never-ending sort of grind. It is the grind, right, that everybody has to put on the burden on their back. And I think art relieves you of that. Art takes you outside of the day-to-day thing that we all have to do to survive. And I think it can inform and lift up and fill up those spaces when you feel depressed and or just sad about the state of the world.
Patrick, what do you want people to take away from the film, The Way We Speak?
Well, I think what's great about the film is that, first of all, spoiler alert, nobody's flying with capes and there's no gunplay. It's a film about ideas, thoughts, and feelings. And by the end of the film, I think there's a great takeaway of maybe you should pause and reflect about what it is you're doing and why you're doing it. Sometimes the thing and the prize that we think we want that's going to make us whole is indeed not that. And you're missing what's going on around you in the journey. How
do you reflect on your career today?
Oh, boy. Here's what I know. When I was a young man, we all wanted to be Brad Pitt. And it turns out that role was taken, played by Brad Pitt. And by the way, still being played rather well by him. And you keep wanting to be something else. And you keep wanting to think, if I only had that show or this thing. And I was fortunate enough to be a working actor and continue long enough to go and say, oh, my life has been wildly interesting. And only Brad Pitt gets to be Brad Pitt. So stop wishing you were Brad Pitt and start embracing that you're Patrick Fabian.
Patrick, which Pittsburgh Steelers game was your first?
Oh, well, live. Oh, God, I hate to say it. I saw the Patriots in the AFC Championship game when they knocked out Brady and they brought back Drew, because Drew had been put on the sidelines for the season, right? Remember that? Brady came in.
Yep.
And then I'm there in Pittsburgh watching it, and all of a sudden they knock out Brady. And, of course, football fans being who they are, they're like, yay, take him off the field. And then all of a sudden they're like, coming in number 11, Drew Bledsoe. And I remember the crowd going like, oh. Because it wasn't like Drew was nobody. And Drew, having sat in the bench for a little bit, came in and dismantled us in a quarter, took the AFC Championship, and then, of course, then you look like silly people wearing black and gold and having nothing to say.
It's time for One Big Question with Patrick Fabian. He is in The Way We Speak, and he joins us beyond the mic. How have you changed as an actor, and how have you changed acting? I don't think I've changed acting at all, to tell you the truth. Those are for people better than me. But my work has gotten better because I've gotten more relaxed and more comfortable in my own skin. But that just goes as a human being in general, I think. He's never broken 90 in golf, enjoyed his first triathlon, and he wants you to watch The Way We Speak. Patrick Fabian, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today, and go Browns!
Oh, I see that. Oh, you brownie.
And that, my friends, is a Beyond the Mic shortcut. If you're enjoying these conversations, please check out another Beyond the Mic episode to find more actors, artists, and people you need to know. We'd also appreciate a like and subscribe on the Good Pods app.